So the purpose of this video today is to, one, show the beauty of Ifa, fight the demonization of our religion, demystify our religion, as well as dissolve any confusion. So today I'm going to give you a very authentic point of view of my journey into this beautiful religion that was actually sparked 6 years ago. Yes, I was 25 years old when this religion was brought to my attention and my awareness. And I'm also going to show how much this religion has transformed my personal life, has deepened my love life, how much my spirituality is growing, and how much clearer I'm actually understanding myself and seeing myself. Hey lovers, welcome to my channel. Shontel Anestasia here, back with another video. Ooh, ooh. Alright, if you're new, what it do? And if you've been here a while, welcome back. You're also going to want to hit that subscribe button because I'm going to be putting out more videos, for example, on the do's and don'ts. I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning as I was getting ready to initiate into this religion, and I did a lot of good things. So I'm going to be sharing on that because I didn't know any better. So why not hear from somebody who's going to tell you truthfully what you should not do? Alright, so today we're going to dive into my initiation into the Afro-Cuban religion Lucumi. This is my lovely padrino, Joseph Baba Ifa. He is a Babalao, and he's been a Baba for quite some time. I am absolutely blown away by his attention to detail. I could not have found a better padrino, and I'm happy that I was patient and I waited, and Orumilla, he paved the way and I found him. And one thing I have to say is that my process in getting ready for my ceremony to after really speaks volumes to how much he cares about the religion, how much he wants to show the beauty, and how much time he puts into learning for himself so that he can teach from his highest potential. So I'll show you guys later. He put together a Mano de Orula starter pack for me, and it had documents on how to attend my warriors, on the offerings for Orumilla, information on Osun, my Odu, and I put it all in this binder because I'm basically throwing myself back into school. And because of this, I just feel so guided. I feel so protected, and I've never felt so confident in such a big decision in my life. So this goes to show, take your time, and I'm telling you, you will find the right padrino, madrino, and ile. With that being said, Aboru, Abuye, Abusheshe Padrino, thank you so much for everything that you do, Ashe. And what I'm going to do is break this video up into 8 sections. So first I'm going to talk about what is Lucumi, what is Ifa, Orumilla. I'm going to show you guys some footage on the days that I was getting ready for my initiation. We're going to talk about my Guardian Orisha, so see if you guys can guess who she is as I'm talking in this video, or he, she is. Next, we're going to talk about the warriors. We're going to talk about our godparents, and lastly, my life after initiation. And later on, I'm also going to dive in on things that you should have in your home just to have you prepared for after your ceremony. So when you come home, you can kind of hit the ground running with your padrino, your madrina, your godparent, and so on. All right? Okay, lovelies, we're going to take a quick 10-second break, stretch, have a sip of water, and I look forward to you seeing what's up next. So we're going to talk about Lucumi. Lucumi is the religion that I am initiated into, and my role or my rank is called an Apetebe. An Apetebe is a woman, when she receives Hand of Ifa, that is the first title that she would get. And once you get crowned, called an Orisha, or people may say priestess, right? So Lucumi is a branch of Ifa, right? And when you hear of religions within the Yoruba religion, there is two types that you'll hear of when it comes to the branches of Ifa. There is Lucumi and then there's Isese. Isese is in Nigeria. Lucumi you'll find in Cuba. When it comes to these two religions, there aren't huge differences. One isn't better than the other. Which the differences that you'll find are the verses and the items used. And then one thing is that the women in Isese, they can become something called Ifa, whereas in the Afro-Cuban religion, Lucumi, that's not possible. The woman would become a priestess or an Orisha, the same rank. So the reason why, there's Lucumi in Africa is because of one, of the transatlantic slave trade. So when Africans were taken from Africa and brought to Cuba, that's when the Afro-Cuban religion Lucumi was born. And the reason why there's some differences in the items used is actually because of oppression. So for example, in Nigeria, when they were doing the divination, they would use something called obi to divine, whereas in Cuba, they didn't have access to that, so they would use coconut shells. So they would use coconut. And then another thing is, in Cuba, they didn't have access to gin, so they used rum. And also in Nigeria, they had something called efun, that white chalk that we use a lot. And in Cuba, they had cascarilla. So those are the differences that you'll find. Ifa is a repository of wisdom, culture, tradition. It's a spiritual science that uses binary code. Ifa is our roadmap. It's basically the GPS of that person. And that GPS will help that person come into their full potential that they can be in this reincarnation. This is what I mean when I say Ifa divination. It is done by a babalao. They are sitting on the floor and they use special binary code to decipher something what is called an Odu, and there are about 256 Odus. That Odu that you receive from your babalao is as important as your social security number if you're American, or your birth date. It holds so much power, and it basically points you onto your destiny and helps you get there. It gives you the tools to get there. This would be an Ifa divination also in Isese because it is green and brown and not green and yellow like Lucumi. And Ifa is not only a divatory system, as I mentioned before, it is culture and its tradition. So it does have 16 Ifa codes of conduct that they would want their people to live according to. Ifa originated in West Africa, Nigeria, and the religion's been around for about 10,000 years, whereas Lucumi has been around for about 500 years in Cuba. Right? And the system Ifa is a culture, and within Ifa encompasses culture, tradition, and lifestyle that the Yoruba people need to adhere to. Sometimes you may hear a lot of people mention Orumilla or Mano de Orula. And Mano de Orula, when translating into English, means Hand of Ifa. So sometimes they say that Orumilla is Ifa, and Orumilla is represented by these yellow and green elekes that you see I have on, as well as the bracelet. And when it comes to Orumilla, he is also an Orisha. Orumilla is looked to be the oracle of divinity. They say that he is the child of Oludumare. Oludumare sent Orumilla down so he can teach humans how to live accordingly to how they live in heaven. Orumilla, when you translate it, it means heaven knows of salvation. Orumilla, in a sense, is a prophet. He's the one that knows how to decode the messages of Ifa, and he was given the knowledge of Ifa. So Orumilla is revered a lot. And me coming into the religion, I was like, wow, you do not hear a lot about this Orisha. You hear about Yemoya, Oshun, Shango, Eshuelegua, but no one really talks about Orumilla. And I'm like, this man, if it was not for him, a lot would not exist. And now I know why we do so much for him when it comes to our tradition within the religion. And it's beautiful. Like he gets paid a lot of homage, and I respect it a lot. And that's the beauty of the religion. what I realized is that what I knew before getting in was nothing. I knew just a grain of salt compared to what I know now. And I'm happy that I took the steps to learn. And I'm going to talk more in the other section on what you receive after initiation that sets you up for success. Because you're basically putting yourself... For me, I'm 30 years old. I feel like now I'm getting my master's. I've already understood the basics of life. I've gone through the high school version of life, the college version of life, so to speak. Now I'm getting my master's. And I love it because now I'm actually this master's that I'm getting, you know, being initiated into Lucumi. It's going to set me up for success, my children up for success. It's making my ancestors happy. I just feel like my lineage is like, yes, yes, Shontel, yes. So we're going to talk more about that later. All right, so there we talked about on a very high level Orumilla and why he's so important. Okay, lovelies, we're gonna take a quick 10-second break, stretch, have a sip of water, and I look forward to you seeing what's up next. Cool. So now you understand Lucumi, how it's tied to Ifa, and how Orumilla, without Orumilla, there would be no Ifa. So if you ever see the name come up, do not hesitate if it's coming from a reliable source to learn more about him, because you will learn why Ifa is the way it is and all that jazz. Alright, so now let's get into the footage of leading up to my ceremony. So I've just arrived to LaGuardia Airport. I'm taking Delta Airlines. Yes, I love Delta. I'm so excited. So it is Tuesday, or is it Wednesday? No, it is Wednesday. On the way here, I saw a lot of synchronicities, repeating numbers, just a lot of verification from the universe, my guides, my Ori, whoever they are, that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm super, super excited. My gate is D10. 10 in numerology is the closing of one door and the opening of another. So it's like going to the next chapter. So I'm just like, yes, everything is aligning. So yes, I will see you guys in a bit. Oh, it's so cool. During this trip, I saw 333 so many times, and that is a sign of doors being opened. Elegwa is tied with the number 3, so I truly felt like he was there just opening the pathway. My journey from New York City all the way to Orlando went so smoothly. Look at this beautiful waning gibbous moon. The irony of the situation is that, yes, my cat is agreeing, is that I was born under the waning gibbous moon phase. So this was such a synchronicity, such a symbolism of rebirth. I love it. I love it. Look at this view. So calm, so peaceful, so tranquil, and I definitely slept the whole flight. Day 1 of me receiving Mano de Orula, which is Hand of Ifa. Woke up pretty early, felt relaxed, felt calm. During this process of me becoming initiated into Lucumi, I like to look for validations and signs from Orumilla, from my ancestors, from my spirit guides. And there was a lot. There was like numerology when it came to my gate number, my flight number, the house number of the Airbnb that I'm staying in. And I'm also assessing how I feel. And this morning I just felt, it's almost like surreal, like, wow, this is really happening. I just took a very nice long shower. I did take out my braids before I came here. I had I had what is it, lemonade braids for a while, so I took them out last minute. Spirit was like, take out your braids, because I'm going through a very deep transformational ceremony, and you know, your head is your crown, that's your energy center, and having it braided up, especially when it has synthetic hair in it, it can kind of almost pull it down. So Spirit was like, take out your hair. So my crown is open, my natural hair is out. I'm gonna put it in a pineapple so it'll be all up. And I took a very nice shower. I had a pea soap, actually from my spiritual shop. I use a lot of the items in my spiritual shop, so I speak very high of it. It's not for sale right now. It's something I was throwing in extra when people get like their mystery bags, but I took a shower with it and I was like, yes. It's a white soap. It has oatmeal, makula honey, as well as I think sea moss. It just has a lot of white. I have a nice white robe left by my Airbnb, white slippers, and I just feel really good. I'm excited. Day one, I'm gonna show you guys my outfit. You can see it's my day one outfit. The skirt needs to be over my knee, so I'm going with a nice brown neutral color. I have my Jupiter in Leo, so I'm all about fashion and, you know, putting my self-expression. So this is the style I'm rocking. I do have wood gauges, wood earrings, so I'm gonna be, you know, having a very earthly color today. And I'm also gonna have some coffee to ground me, give me some energy as well. So I'm very, very excited. So yeah, hopefully, I don't know what I can film and what I cannot film yet, but I'm gonna bring my camera. We're having it at a house about 2 miles away, so I am gonna be skating over there with my boyfriend, skating very slowly, relaxedly. We've been skating for a while. I'm in the road of becoming a professional skater, so it's not like I've never skateboarded, or I longboard, so it's not like I've never done it before, so I'm not worried like I'm gonna get hurt or shouldn't be doing this. It'll just be very nice, relaxing, and yeah, I have no clue how long the ceremony is, but we are headed for breakfast, so yeah, I have to go, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Ashe. I'm really big on animal symbolism, and many animals are associated with a specific Orisha. So the day of the ceremony, my first day, I saw hawks and vultures. Hawks are associated with Legwa, vultures is Oshun. Then we saw this whole flock of just birds just hovering right before my ceremony as well. So I definitely took this as a very good omen. And there you have it. My boyfriend and I are officially initiated into the Afro-Cuban Religion Lukumi. This is our wonderful padrino, Joseph Baba Ifa. The last day we ate, and the dinner was so good. I even learned proper table etiquette when it comes to Ifa tradition. We had an Apetebe there, Veronica. She was so nice. She just always made sure we were taken care of, and she really showed the beauty in the religion as an Apetebe, which is now my rank and my role. And my boyfriend, he is a child of Eshua Legwa, and you'll have to keep watching this video so you can find out my Guardian Orisha. Alright, so there are a few misconceptions when it comes to the Lucumi or Ifa Initiation. It's not something that happens like this, right? The last 2 years, I've spent prepping myself. I knew I wanted to do it. And when I was ready to do it, it was about a 6-month waiting period. Because if you're going to the right padrino, you're putting yourself in the right ile. And ile means house. They're not going to be initiating every month. It's going to happen at certain times. And patience is key. So that is a white flag. If you have to wait for your initiation, a couple months while everything gets prepared, that is beautiful. If it's being done every Thursday, I would tread a little lightly, because it should not be that way, you know? If you're becoming a doctor, I'm sure there's a lot of steps and protocols you need to go through before you get initiated and you can be called a doctor. When you're putting yourself into a sorority or fraternity, same thing. There's steps, there's protocols, there's tradition, there's a lot that goes into it. And now that I'm talking about different types of initiation, it's interesting how our religion gets demonized so much by the Western world, when this was our religion before we were brought to the Americas and to the Caribbean and South America. This was our religion. So it's really sad that, looking at it from a different perspective, that we were taken from our land, right? Stripped of our identity, similar to the Native Americans, and then force-fed another God and another belief system, and told that our own belief system was demonic, was evil, was satanic, and all these dark, horrible things. And then we were persecuted if we followed it or believed it, and that's where Santeria was born. They masked the religion behind Catholicism. So it's so sad to see that, like seeing it from another perspective, because they don't teach us that in school books. They sure as hell do not. Page 13 in American history did not tell me that my ancestors followed Ifa, but they were basically killed, murdered, and raped. Okay, lovelies, we're going to take a quick 10-second break, stretch, have a sip of water, and I look forward to you seeing what's up next. So it was, I'm going to get myself a drink because I'm talking a lot. So there was a waiting process. And during that waiting process, you'll notice me mention the videos. I looked for a lot of signs and validation that this was the right thing I'm supposed to be doing. Because in a sense, I am journeying into the unknown. My grandma, God bless her soul, she was Ifa, and she was either a child of Olukun or a child of Yemoya. And it's funny, she brought the religion first to my awareness as a child. However, she never named it anything. I thought what we were doing was normal until I ran the traditions by a spiritual mentor I had, who actually was a Santeria. I didn't know till later. She was like, that's different. No. Your grandma was some religion, some other religion, because that's not normal spirituality. We were doing very traditional things that would be seen as a little bit strange to the average spiritualist who probably just meditates and like crystals. Does that make sense? I hope so. So, cool. She was the first. And then 6 years ago, I actually met an Ifa, and my mentor took me to her, and we did a reading with the Kauri. My spiritual mentor took me up to an apartment in Harlem, and I had to wear all white, and I sat for about an hour with this Ifa, and her accuracy is what completely transformed my belief system of this religion. If you don't know what Kauri is, these are the Kauri shows I have on. I am addicted to Kauri, and you're gonna know why. So I'm gonna be dropping little breadcrumbs for you guys, right? So you guys can figure out who my Guardian Orisha is. But I am obsessed with Kauri, and my Orisha may not necessarily be associated. She could be associated with it because she is part of it in a sense. All right, I'm gonna leave it like that. Cool. So got a reading with the Kauri. Never seen this a day in my life, and I'm like, what? And she read me. She gave me something called an Odu. And the Odu, there's two types of Odu. And forgive me a particular name for these two different types of Odu and how they can be given. However, there's an Odu that you get for your life after you've been initiating. So that's like your social security number, if that makes sense. And there's an Odu you may be walking with. So let's say you get a reading for the year, and you're not initiated. You just go to a Babalao, or you go to an Ifa, and they give you a reading, and you get an Odu. that is like the energy that you're working with right now, right? And that Odu would have like a pataki of that ties to like a particular Orisha, and it will help guide you, right? And it's still something I'm learning about. God bless my padrino. He's similar to me. He has a lot of wisdom, and he teaches it in a way that's easy to understand. So I am still learning. I am a baby in this religion. There's so much for me to learn. I completely had to like create a clean slate, because a lot of the things that I thought I was learning was not from reputable sources and was wrong. Now that I've crossed over and I've been learning from Babalao who studies his ass off, and from other Babalaos in my Ile, I'm realizing that person's wrong. Or I watch a video and I'm like, oh, they're not even pronouncing it right. Alright, so let's roll it back. She gave me my Odu, and it was very accurate. And I was a little spooked that a woman can read me from Cowrie. So she offered. She was like, you know, you can be in this religion too. You can do this too. And I was like, I didn't even know what she was talking about. It weighed in my head, but I didn't put any weight to it. I was 25. I was still trying to grasp my spirituality. I'm one of those people. I need to find my own truth. Yes, I will take guidance and I will listen to other people. I always remain teachable. However, I like to do my own research before I say, okay, let's go. I want to do the religion. I needed to dip my toe in a couple pots and figure life out, right? So as time went, I noticed more signs and more signs. And I'm going to make another video on why I decided to join the Lucumi religion. I think that's the biggest question I get from a lot of people. Like, why? Because it's becoming popular now, but I made up my mind 2 years ago, and I didn't say anything for about a year to anyone. And I did make this in a sense. Now I'm a little bit more open about it, but I can keep a secret very well. You know, you tell me a secret, I'll bring it to my grave, and I can take a secret to the grave. And that's another breadcrumb for you guys, secrets. So that being said, I started seeing more signs, and at the time I didn't know that my spiritual mentor was a Santeria, or she was initiated in Lucumi. I did not know. Actually, she was initiated into Santeria because she actually spoke a lot of Spanish. She was part Cuban, and I believe she's Cuban and Jamaican, something like that. And I did not realize in my home I had so many things of the Orishas that unconsciously I was attracted to it. Subconsciously I was attracted to it because it was part of my journey. Like, you can't fight your own destiny, if that makes sense. Your destiny is your destiny. So there was a lot of things around me that I was in love with. And I'm going to show you guys. I have a lot of stuff here that I didn't realize it had my Guardian Orisha written over it. So, boom, she brought into my awareness again. Then I had a spiritual awakening. I hit rock bottom and went to a really dark period in my life. And I have no shame. I went through some pretty stuff that I till now I talk about it, but some secrets I kept for 20 years and I'm now bringing it up. Some things I kept for 5, kept for 6. I have a lot of stuff that I kept to myself that not until last year I actually started speaking about it. So if you knew me before this, you'd be like, whoa, I never knew that happened. Holy crap, I would never think that. And if you just meet me now, you probably think I'm just the most open person, but nah. I was very closed off and people only saw one face of me. There was 2 faces, or maybe more faces. I don't know. That sounds crazy. Alright, but yeah, there was definitely, I went through a very dark period. Another breadcrumb for you guys. And in that darkness, I transformed and I realized, like, I need to find the root of who I am. I need to know all these things my grandma was teaching me. I knew it was not in vain. And the closer I got to it, the better life became. So in the days leading up to my initiation, if I can tell you, it was like the floodgates opened. When you fight battles so much in your life and you're always fighting and fighting and fighting, it's almost like you take 10 steps forward and then you take 7 back, and then another 10 forward and then you take 6 back. That has been my life for the longest, right? And I'm used to it. I don't throw a pity party. It's painful. Sometimes it hurts, but I learn, you fall 7 times, you stand up 8. That is my motto. I may stay down for a little bit. I may cry. I may throw a temper tantrum. I may get a little bit crazy, but I get back up, right? And I kid you not, the week leading before, it felt like weight was being lifted off my shoulders, right? And I really started being super observant because, yes, I can be extroverted, but I can be super introverted and really take things in and look for signs and listen to, if I hear messages, my dreams, everything. And my dreams got vivid. They got super vivid, and my dreams were always very vivid. I can recall, basically every night I can recall one dream. What happens in a dream always comes into fruition for me. That's another breadcrumb for you guys. My dreams are really big. So leading up, my dreams got very clear. And it's funny, a year ago I had a dream that was similar to something that happened while I was in Florida. So it was almost like a connection, like, okay, I'm supposed to be here. So throughout the whole process of me traveling and then coming back, there was a lot of signs, whether it was numbers, whether it was music, art I saw, just little things, like words written on a building. I was like, all right, this feels right. And when you're doing the right thing, when you don't run into blockages. Because my thing, I've noticed when I'm not meant to be doing something and I push through that door anyway, I'll have blockage after blockage after blockage. And I'm good at getting over it. But when it's too hard, you need to sit back and think, okay, am I missing something? Am I not supposed to be doing this? Because this is a little too much pushback. So that is definitely one thing I looked for, and I always try to think objectively because that's what stops me from running into issues that I'm going to regret later on. Because in the past, I can wear rose-colored glasses and not see things for what it is because I'm just so focused on the outcome. I'm not looking at what's happening in between, which can be very dangerous. So I do suggest, in anything you do, take those rose-colored glasses off. Look at it objectively, especially if you're not a type to go tell everybody or ask someone for advice. Look at it from another perspective and really think what's going on, alright? So my ceremony was beautiful. Because it's such a sacred and beautiful and intricate thing, it's not something that we just share and talk about. Everyone's ceremony, they keep to themselves. If you got initiated with your spouse or like a family member, that's different. You can talk to them about it, but that's something we just keep to ourselves. And it's beautiful. Not everything needs to be shared. And I definitely made a very strong promise to the Orishas, to my Ori, to my Babalao, to my Ile, that I keep it to myself. So I'm keeping it to myself. However, the days coming out of it, I felt rejuvenated, just not energetic, more so just whew. Okay, you know what it feels like? I'm going to explain to this. You ever need to tell somebody something really important and it's killing you and you don't know what to say, but you have to do it, and you tell them and you think they're going to be mad and they're like, oh, okay, no, cool, thank you, appreciate you telling me. And then that's it, and you're like, oh, okay, I feel good, let's go. And maybe your relationship may deepen because they appreciate you just being honest with them or something like that. That's how it felt. I felt like I was anxious. I didn't know what to expect, but I know it's the right thing. And then I did it, and I'm like, wow, I did it. It was almost eerie. It was eerie, wow, this is it. I'm here. I can't believe it. And everything ran so smoothly. My flight landed early. My Airbnb guy was super nice. The Airbnb was perfect to a T. Oh my gosh, perfect to a T. We didn't even have to pay a lot. I longboarded there with my boyfriend as well. We longboarded together. And, on the way there, you guys will see in the video, it was just beautiful. It was just birds, nature. I saw these black cute cats. Some were black, some were another color. I saw a lot of like different animals. I was taking note of the animals I was seeing because I believe in animal symbology. Okay, lovelies, we're going to take a quick 10-second break, stretch, have a sip of water, and I look forward to you seeing what's up next. On the way back home, got everything through. Got through security, TSA, hopped on the flight. I flew Delta. I love Delta Airlines. I am a SkyMiles member. Yes, you may pay a little bit more, but just the comfort, the peace of mind, the food, the snacks. Shout out to my flight attendant, forgot his name, but I actually shouted him out on Twitter. No joke, I wrote on Twitter, put my flight. I did it after I landed. Wrote my flight and how nice this guy was. And I knew that Delta would see it, so they actually messaged me for my flight confirmation number, and I gave it to him, and they gave that guy like a kudos or whatever. He deserved it because I passed out, my boyfriend and I passed out, and I woke up hungry and thirsty. I was like, I needed water. I was like, water. I was like SpongeBob. And I was like, excuse me, did you guys hang out the food and drinks yet? He's like, yeah. I'm like, can we have some? He brought it to us. And then I was like, you have any cookies? And he was like, no, sorry. So I was like, damn, the cookies they gave in Delta are really good. And he came back maybe 4 minutes later and gave us 2 cookies. And I was like, thank you. And he was like, you know, I got it from first class, but I got to help my people out. And he was black. And I was like, thank you, man. Yo, it was either on the way back or way there. I can't quite remember. That whole experience, my whole like week was just like, I almost felt like I was in like just floating. I literally just let go. I was not overthinking. I was just going with the flow. And take it for a person that doesn't do that. I can overthink and overanalyze everything. I was literally going with the flow. I was very much in sync with my Orisha, my Guardian Orisha. That is like a big breadcrumb for you guys. If you guys don't figure it out by now, then I don't know. Anyway, went with the flow. That was just, we were running into so many nice people being so nice. I was like, yo, this is amazing. I love life right now because this is just great. Anyway, so came back home, got home early. So happy to see my 2 cats. They kind of tore up the house a little bit, but for the most part, I was happy to see them. And I wanted to take more video like after everything, but I wanted to be by myself. I wanted to keep my own energy, if that makes sense, because being on video, this does pull your energy, at least mine it does. So I kind of just wanted to be alone and just really just sit and just process everything, because I couldn't believe I finally was here. 6 years trying to figure out my destiny, my path, what am I supposed to do, and I finally figured it out. And you know what? I'm happy I did the work. I'm happy I found my own truth. I'm happy I went with my own flow and figured things out on my own, because getting the validation of who my Guardian Orisha was, it showed how aligned I was, and it showed all that hard work, perseverance, all that practice, all that patience, all that persistence, all that paid off, because it led me to where I was meant to be. And it's a good feeling knowing that everything you did, all those, you know, it was all those hurdles, all those obstacles, you know, it was meant to happen because it brought me here. So this is such a milestone in my life. It's my Saturn return as well. I'm 30. I'll be 31 in November. And whew, I feel at peace. I feel at peace with myself. I don't feel so much at war with myself, because it can be hard. My grandma passed, my dad passed, and I don't have a lot of family present around me because something just blew up in my family, and my family was never really together. So I kind of just got the short end of the stick because, you know, I'm kind of on the outside, if that made sense. I was very close to my grandma and my uncle, and that was really about it. And unfortunately, my dad's side of the family, they've never been in my life very strongly. They live so far away, and that was a whole nother disaster between my mom and my dad. So I've been kind of the black sheep since I was like 8 years old, just holding it down. So being part of a spiritual family now, it's beautiful. I feel, you know, I don't talk to them every day, but I feel spiritually connected. And I'm not a person to call someone my friend, my family member. I don't say I love you. Like, I can be closed off in that sense, not really want to connect to people and talk to people. And I tell you one thing, I was so talkative with everyone in my Ile. And it's funny, I can be very quiet around people when I don't like the energy or I'm not feeling something. I won't fake it. I just won't talk. But there, I was like talking. I was making eye contact. I was making jokes. I was laughing. I was being myself. And it shocked me. I was like, okay, I must be comfortable because right now I'm being vulnerable. Being myself is me being vulnerable because I can come off weird to some people or too much or too extra or too this and too that. So I can just not show anything. But there I was just being my raw self and they liked me. And it felt good. It felt really good eating dinner with everybody. Alright, so my Guardian Orisha, drum roll. Guess what? Not going to tell you guys yet, but I'm going to show you guys what was around my house. So, over the course of the last 6 years, I have been collecting seashells. See, I'm trying to show my seashells. I may have to turn it down.
Don't mess with the light.
Oh, okay. So, I'm going to show you guys. I made the light blue. That's another breadcrumb. Blue. So, all these are my seashell collection. No joke. I have everything here. I have some driftwood. I love driftwood. I love collecting like wood from, I love wood in general, but collecting wood from the sea. I have like traditional seashells. This, I don't know what this is, but it was big and pretty. I really loved it. I actually went to a thrift store and they had this free outside, so I took it. It's more seashells like put together. And this is my seashell collection. I have it on one of my altars. Next is sand. I love sand. So I do put sand in a bottle. I like to keep it. When I do some rituals, I do use sand. So, sand. I'm going to smell it. It smells like the sea. Oh. Growing up, my grandmother actually had me, we would go to the beach once a year and take like a really nice dip. That was one of our traditions we did together. The sea cleanses you, and it's funny. It's a spiritual reason why we did that, and that was actually tied to Ifa, a tradition we did there. And next, ocean water. So I do use ocean water in some of my products. And it gives certain products its ashe, like especially my spiritual baths. And it's funny, I have all this stuff before I knew my Guardian Orisha. So this is how aligned I was, and this is how much work I've been doing to get here. And once I found out my Guardian Orisha, it was validation that everything I believed in myself and all those gifts I knew I had was right. Ooh, you heard that noise? It was like a ding ding. That means it's right. Ooh. I ordered something for my Elegua, my warriors, and it came. I'm so excited. So, I showed you guys that. And here's another thing. So, in 2016, you guys see this beautiful doll. This is a Ndebele doll. They are from the Ndebele tribe in South Africa. And someone gave it to me, and it's actually for fertility. And it's interesting because this is probably one of the first African things I was given. One of my pet parents, I was dog sitting, and the parent of the dog, she went to Africa and came back and brought me this, and I've always loved it. And it's funny, she has one of the main colors of my Orisha. I do want to do more research on this, but I've always kept it because I loved her ashe. And anytime I felt like threatened or just like, I don't know, I felt like this was like protecting me or something. I actually had to keep it at my desk at work to ward off people that didn't wish me well. So this was a doll that was given to me. So I have all these things around the house tied to my Guardian Orisha, and I've always been doing water-based healing on women. I dream work. I'm very, very big on dreams. And drum roll, I'm about to tell you my Orisha. Boom! I am a child of Olukun. So if you guessed Yemoya, you're very close. However, they are very different in a sense. Yemoya rules the more surface level things when it comes to the ocean. So she's more so the top of the ocean. Okay, lovelies, we're going to take a quick 10-second break, stretch, have a sip of water, and I look forward to you seeing what's up next. Okun, based on the Afro-Cuban tradition, is the owner of all seas. So she rules the bottom of the ocean. She rules our lakes, our ponds, our streams, our rivers, right? And there is a pataki, which is a legend in the Yoruba religion, where they explain why she was at the bottom of the ocean. And my padrino, he actually has it on his YouTube, so I will put a link in the description below so that you guys can check out the pataki, because it was like, it gives you a lot of perspective on why certain orishas embody certain aspects of nature. Okun is androgynous, so she's neither male or female, she is both. And it is said in certain patakis that she's actually a hermaphrodite. She owns wealth, psychic abilities, dreaming, meditation. She is great with women who cannot produce children, so she helps with infertility. She also helps mental health as well as water-based healing. So it's very awakening to learn this and then see everything I've been doing the 6 years has all stemmed around all these attributes of my Guardian Orisha, Olukun. And it's just like, wow, so it's validation that I need to keep going because this is what I'm meant to do. The Orisha governing my head embodies this, so the more I get connected to her and appease her and, follow the protocols that I'm given within Ifa, my life can be beautiful and I can help a lot of people. So it was definitely an eye-awakening experience. And it's funny, a lot of people before they get initiated, they're very quick to claim, oh, I'm a child of Oshun. If I had $1 for everyone who said that they were a child of Oshun, I could probably buy YouTube, because it is unreal. Everyone in the Cat Down the Road thinks that they're a child of Oshun. So yes, learning about my Orisha was beautiful. I'm definitely going to put out some more videos on Olukun as I learn and as I grow within the religion. I'll definitely be putting out more. One thing I do love is that my padrino, he's a great teacher. I have a binder I created. I'll let you guys see. I actually put this awesome, the table they use in Ifa divination. I have it on the outside. But this is my binder I'm keeping for the rest of my life. And if you have the right padrino, they will give you the tools you need right after your ceremony to set you up for success, so you can actually learn from the books and understand Ifa, Lucumi, the religion, the Orishas, your ebos that you're going to be given to your warriors. So depending on your ile, some people I know receive all their elekes and they don't receive warriors. Some people like me, they have all their warriors, and then I receive my Mano de Orula, my necklace and the bracelet, and then, we'll go from there, baby steps. Every house is different. If I'm not mistaken, my padrino said in one of his videos, there are over 100 ways to act out Ifa, and none is wrong. It all depends on your region, right? So with that being said, I have no regrets. I'm happy I took my time. I'm happy I found the right padrino. I'm happy I found the right ile, and it felt right from my soul level, so much validation. I did not have any confusion. I did not have any negative, any like withdrawals or like regrets. Like everything just felt smoother. And since it's been a week since my initiation, and a lot of opportunities have opened. So I'm literally a student again. I have that binder. I am reading. I am learning. I am back in school. However, I am ready now to take my next step. Well, I shouldn't say I'm ready now to take my next step. I'm ready to learn as an Apetebe in the religion, and when the time is right, I will know. I will love to crown. Unfortunately, in America, we cannot crown Olukun because of something with the tradition. I'd have to go to Nigeria. So hopefully when that time comes, I could crown Olukun here in America. If I can't, then I will be crowning Yemoya. And there's actually a pataki as well out there on my Padrinos page on why the children of Olukun crown Yemoya. It's beautiful. There's so many stories. So if you do want to learn about the religion, do find a trusted babalao, someone out there. I do not recommend people outside the religion teaching it. Those really aren't credible people. So I will drop the link for my babalaos, my padrinos YouTube, so you guys can check it out. Thank you for watching my video. Make sure you subscribe. I'll be talking more about my journey in Lucumi and the do's and don'ts, and just giving you guys, that authenticity that you need, because it's a beautiful religion and there's a lot of BS that's out there, and it's sad to see people get led astray or get scared away. So that is all. See you guys later. Ashe.